It's a Snake. It's a slalom glider. It's designed to do what you just saw. And if that's not the kind of pilot you are, glider's not for you. But if that's what you like to do, and if you got the skills to do it, it's one of the best tools you ever use.
We just got our first shipment from Dudek a couple weeks ago. We've got another shipment of about 12 gliders coming in, hopefully very soon, stuck in Philadelphia, but on its way.
Thanks, Customs.
And so we're slowly getting a chance to fly all these gliders. And it's not that we haven't flown them before, many of them, but it's just been a long time, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of my first gliders was a Dudek.
Yeah,
and it's kind of Hadron, the Nucleon WRC. It's not even made anymore, and now it's kind of came full circle.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird, but it's really cool to be able to say that and do that and be a part of it.
Yeah, I can't say enough about how impressed we are with the gliders we've had the opportunity to fly up to this point, but there's still a couple that we haven't that are coming in, and we're going to do this video series for each of the gliders, and what we're going to start out with is...
We're going to start out with the Snake 4, which coincidentally last weekend won the Slalom World Championships again.
It did, and the Snake. Well, I mean, what was the Snake built for?
The Snake was built purely for slalom racing. It is a tool, and it is designed to win slalom championships, which is what it does.
Yeah, absolutely, and it won the, like you said, I hate to say the glider dominated the podium because the pilot skill is what dominated the podium, but.
Tools help.
But tools help, and the pilots that did dominate the podium last weekend in Bornos were on the Dudek Snake 4. The pilots that dominated the podium in last year's competition were also on the Dudek Snake 4. And I think this glider came out somewhere around February of 2024, and it's done exactly what Dudek hoped for. But I mean, is this only a competition glider? Is this only for people that want to compete? Or I mean, does it make any sense for guys like me, an old man, to fly a Dudek Snake 4?
It depends on how old you are. No, what really matters with the Snake is, yes, it is a slalom glider. It is designed to rip around the pylons and go fast and be on Speedbar with the PK system and everything. But there's actually two options with the Snake that you can get. One is comp risers for slalom racing, and then the other one is a more standard riser with trimmers on it. So yeah, if you're an advanced pilot and you want that style of glider, it's a great glider to go with.
Yeah, and I think the comp glider also has it's unsheathed lines too, as well.
Yes,
correct?
yes. The lines are unsheathed, and the range at which the A's are down and the D lines are up on the comp versus I would call it the trimmer version or the standard version is different. So the comp version does have more speed in it, but you also there again, the only time you can essentially release your trimmers is if you're on Speedbar.
Right. So yeah, so there are two different options: the comp and they call the pro version and the standard version. And while the Snake 4 is a precision tool, it was built to win competitions. I do think that it still represents an option for high-level pilots that want the performance of a competition level wing. Maybe not in the pro version, but they still like that competition level performance and something that's super carby, high aspect ratio. I think it's 5.8, big cell count, very efficient, very, very fun to fly.
It's very fun to fly.
You know, I hadn't flown a Snake 4 ever in my life until last week, and I planned to go up for a 10-minute rip, and I went up for like a 45-minute rip, and I had so much fun, and I was like, I landed, and I'm like, yep. We're not putting this one back in the bag. We're keeping this one.
That one's in the back of the truck after we're done here. We're going to go out to the field and fly.
Yeah. So, when we get out to the field, we're going to show you guys some close-ups of what the risers look like. Kyle's going to do some flying on it today, and I think you're going to bring the camera up and actually do some talking about the glider while you're in the air.
That way you can see what it actually looks like, because it's hard to just show you a riser, me holding it and say, this does this, but if it's inflated and you're in flight and you can see how the geometry of a riser works, it makes a lot more sense. It has a very unique brake toggle, which you will see. It's really weird at first. You're like, this thing is goofy, and then you fly it a little bit and it's like, I don't want a different
No, you fall in love with it. At first I was like, what the heck is this thing I gotta do this and that with? And
give it 2 flights and you'll be fine.
Like, oh my God, this is awesome.
It's
really cool.
It is a phenomenal glider, and like we were talking about, it's not just for slalom competition pilots, but it does need to be treated with respect, and you need to learn how to fly it. Every glider flies different, even if they're both slalom gliders. I would just say, be careful and make sure your skill level is to a point of a glider such as this before you get on it.
So it comes in a lot of sizes.
Yeah, it comes in a lot.
I mean, they go from like 13 to 22, and I know 22 sounds small, but this is a very high aspect ratio wing, so 22 is actually big on a 5.8 aspect ratio. But I think it's like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20,
there's a 13 and
22.
a half in there, which unless you're slalom racing, I'll be honest, you probably won't need that.
So, it can handle a lot of weight ranges and a lot of wing loading depending on what you want to accomplish with it. We locally here for the last few weeks have been flying the Snake 416.
Yep.
And, Kyle's, Kyle, probably his ideal competition wing at his weight is going to be something in the 13 to 13 and a half range. Myself, if I was to compete, which I have no plans to, would probably be somewhere in the probably a 15 range, I guess. At 14 or 15.
At your weight, and he's about 100 and, 185?
170.
Oh, close.
But I mean, the 16 for me, and I'm used to I've flown a lot of the carbs, and I've been flying free rides for years. I've got a free ride 15 as well. But the 16 was really just seemed nice for me. It was everything I needed. It had the speed, it had the loading, the carbiness, and
even at my weight, a 16, and I'm 125 pounds, and essentially, a moster, and I thought it was great. I mean, it can go faster, but for what? Unless you're racing.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not even putting bar on my machine. I haven't done that in like 2 years.
Too much stuff on your paramotor.
I just want to go have fun. Hopefully you've mastered what we call maybe the drift air class of wings, which is the drift air and the hadron. Unless you've flown those 2 gliders and you feel like you've mastered them, you probably don't need to be moving up to the Snake 4 or the Warp 3 level.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And in another video, we are going to be talking about that in the entire lineup and where everything kind of lines up. And that it will make a little bit more sense. So if you're watching this first, find the other one and then watch the whole trajectory of the glider lineup. So it will make sense. Because if you're like, well, drift air, where does that sit in the lineup? And it will make a lot more sense then. But the Snake is the top of the line. There is nothing above it.
Let's talk about the launch. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this up right now because everybody... this thing in the community about Dudek wings don't launch well. So to be honest, we haven't flown Dudek wings in some years, and we were like, well, this will be interesting. And we've flown almost all of them since we've got them in. I think the only thing we haven't flown yet is the Warp 3.
The Warp, and we don't have it yet.
So everything else we've flown, and so we were scared.
I mean, a little bit. I wouldn't say scared. I would think we were trying not to be negative in our own heads, right? You're trying not to get psyched out when somebody tells you this thing's dangerous and it ends up not being, or vice versa. Oh, it's docile and it's crazy. It launches like a glider does.
I noticed no difference in any of them. They all just did what they were supposed to do. I've been flying Ozone for years and BGD and other gliders.
And I've been on the 16 for 2 years now, and there's no such thing as, this launch is way better than this one. Some gliders in some classes require maybe a different layout, perhaps. Maybe the arc is different. So you have to lay it out a little different, and that's fine. But there is no difference in just inflating it than anything else that I've been flying for the last 4 years. It inflates beautifully. launches great. It has plenty of flare. I don't
Yeah.
know how to explain it. If you can't launch a small glider, you should probably practice. If you
But
can't
even
launch
like
the Snake, don't fly it.
Big ones like the Universal. I mean, I have not like done anything different in the way I've
Nope.
flown out the Dudek gliders. I have not. I expected to have to hold the A's forever, depending on what I had heard or what I had read, and I didn't do that at all. Everything just has worked. I mean, and we're talking about like even the tandem, like the Cabrio and the Bosun and the Snake and the Drifty and the Universal and the Solo.
The
and
Solo
like,
inflates incredibly.
the Solos,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
I
really
mean-
they all inflate well, but the Solo inflates really good.
So we have yet to come across this like ghost that haunts Dudek that apparently is out there. I think they inflate really nicely and really easily. And Allie, who's on their team too, who tends to sometimes be a little bit more ginger in her launch
I would agree.
technique and a little
Yep.
more careful. She hasn't had any issues either
No.
with inflating the wing, not a single one. And she's flown like all of them except for the Snake class, the high
Snake,
class
yeah.
wings. And it's done really well.
So yeah, I don't know what else to say regarding this. We could go on and on and on
Yeah,
about how
yeah,
it launches just fine, and it really does. It launches great, and we've done it in no wind, higher winds. It really doesn't matter, to be quite honest with you. The only thing I will say, because the Snake does have unsheathed lines, you do have to check them a little more carefully.
Yeah.
But that's any glider with unsheathed lines.
But that's the
You-
pro version.
Yeah, that is, yes, and that's the pro version. So, but any glider with unsheathed lines, you need to check them. You
Right.
just have to.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think we really have anything else to say. We're going to get out to the field. Kyle's going to fly it. He's going to bring the camera up. He's going to talk about it while he flies. And if you guys have questions, of course, we do have them in stock. We do have demos available if it's something you want to try. Expect us to ask you a lot of questions if you're calling for a Snake or a Warp 3 because we want to make sure that you have the requisite experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to ask you those questions. Maybe even videos, right? Might ask, hey, send me a video of you flying, or give me a reference of somebody in your area that we might know that can vouch for your skill level, because typically your friends aren't wanting you to get hurt.
Yeah.
So,
and we'll ask you like, what other wings have you
what do you
felt like
currently
you've
fly?
mastered? Of course, we just want everybody to be safe. We love the sport. We want everybody to stay alive. And like we said, this is a precision tool for sure.
Yeah.
And so let's get out there and fly.
let's do it. All right, we're just going to go to idle so we can talk about what we're flying right now, and it is the Dudek Snake 4. This is the ultimate slalom tool. That's what this thing is designed for. Now, you can get it in a couple of different variations, so you can get the standard risers, which is what we've talked about, and also the comp risers, or the pro risers, which basically means you don't have trimmers on the pro version. But what that allows you to do is use full speed bar, and you do get a little bit higher top speed with it because of the way that it is trimmed. With that being said, 99% of people are going to want the trimmered version or the standard version, just because you're going to want to open your trimmers to do things, to hang out with your friends. But if you're a slalom pilot and you plan to only fly slalom and that's what you want to do, absolutely get the other version. So we got the trimmer is here. You can see the speed bar doesn't look that big, but it is quite big. When you have the pro version, this will actually get taller, so it'll be longer. I'm just going to turn a little bit. And you can see how much that does. I'm gonna get this. So we're gonna see if we can get the tip of the wing in here. So you're gonna see how much I pull. And we're at idle right now, and I'm at about 95 kilos fully loaded. So that's my all-up weight. I'm just gonna turn a little bit. Yeah. You can see how touchy it is. And what I mean by touchy is it's a snake. It is designed to do slalom things and race. We're going to go rip this thing around, and you guys are going to see what it can do. Well, a little bit of what it can do. Now, that was just me cruising. Just some full power, some turns, some wing overs. One thing that I really like about the Snake, don't take this as a safety thing, because I would not do this, but you can see my brake is not stowed. And if I let go of this one, it's not way back here, it's right here. Now to stow it, I just reach down and stow it, but it is kind of cool that it's not stow your brakes, but it's an added bonus that they're not just going to fly into your prow. So now you're gonna see, I'm just gonna put my right hand and just a little brake or a little tip. That's where she goes. She moves a lot. She rips hard as you would think it would, but I was expecting a little more turbulence than, you know, with the wind that we have and what we are typically used to seeing at this airport that we've been at for 7 years now. I was expecting a lot more turbulence in the air, and I mean, you just saw it. It went straight through it, had no issues at all. The swoop landings, if that's what you're into, that thing is amazing. The Hadron is great for that too, but this thing was just awesome. And it's a snake. It's a slalom glider. It's designed to do what you just saw. And if that's not the kind of pilot you are, glider's not for you. But if that's what you like to do, and if you got the skills to do it, it's one of the best tools you ever use.